I find it pretty entertaining that I scroll sometimes through my comments and I see the amount of parallel stories, similar situations, lives that have been affected by feminism and the rise of what's going on today in today's society in regards to women and the decline in marriage rates, the amount of cheating, divorce, all of these different statistics, single motherhood. And at the end of the day, I have a platform that has a comment section for women to defend themselves, for women to voice their opinion. Just like many other red pill content creators, we have a comment section that is open for all to discuss and to debate. Because we as men, we love to debate and we love to push our heads together and talk things out, think things through. Because I'm not going to sit here and think that my perspective and my opinion is always 100% correct and everything that I've gone through should apply to your life, because I believe that my experiences are much different than the experiences of my neighbor, the experiences of other people around me, your guys' experience that are watching this video. So I would never push my opinions and what I've gone through as something that you should truly believe in. But I will say that there are statistics out there that point towards everything that I'm talking about and that many other men are starting to talk about on this platform. Men are starting to wake up here. Men are starting to realize that they're not going to tie themselves down in a relationship, in a marriage, when there's no benefit towards them. They have no benefit in the end. And I give women the opportunity to defend themselves in the comments, but instead they would rather just report my videos, report other content creators, instead of just saying, what you're saying isn't true. I don't cheat. I don't use men for money. I don't gold dig. I don't do this and that. But instead they'd rather report content. And when they do speak, the very few that end up deciding to voice their opinion in the comments section, no, I'm not talking about you simps that come to their rescue, you white knights that come to the rescue and the aid of these particular women we talk about. Because I don't say all women. I say the majority. What I've noticed is when women do defend themselves in the comment section, when women do try to argue against logic, against thousands of men that have gone through similar situations that I've described have happened to me, that I've done research on, that I've been out in the field and I've tested these things. I've been a simp and I've been on the other end. And I can tell you, I've yet to see a woman refute red pill logic and ideology by saying she loves her husband and she would never cheat. I have yet to see that in any comment section. They would rather report us, try to get us taken down, deplatformed. And when they do try to speak, when they do try to share their perspective and their opinion on the matter and try to put themselves in our shoes as men, because they really can't do that. They really can't. This is the type of things that they say. And the types of things that they say, what I'm about to share with you, this shows you that everything that I'm saying is true without even realizing what they're saying. Them leaving their comments when they do decide to comment. These type of women, I'm not talking about all women. Once again, I'll say that. When these women, the ones I talk about, the majority, when they do decide to comment, they end up throwing themselves under the bus and exposing themselves. They expose themselves more than I can expose them, more than any red pill content creator can expose them, because it's coming from the mouth of the beast. It's themselves. It's not coming from a man. I can sit here and tell you everything that I've experienced, every intricacy in my dating experiences, in my life experiences, the way I was raised and how I was very off track, and I had this perspective of women that was just false. And you would listen to that and it might not resonate with you, all right? You might think, listen, this is a guy just speaking. He's had bad experiences. He's a hurt male. He's a misogynist. He's this and that. No. And you might think that. But I can tell you, number one, I don't hate women. And the second thing is, these women come into the comment section and always prove my point. They come into the comment section and never say that they love their husband. They never say that they've never cheated. Instead, what they do is they back up my point and they make the case even greater for men going their own way and men taking the red pill. I've seen this time and time again. So I'm just going to read you these comments that I received on my last video, the 90-10 rule. This is women trying to, once again, argue with me and shame me for exposing them. Once again, this is the majority of women. I'm not talking about all women. So let's just dive into these comments. I'm going to read them to you and I'll break them down for you guys. But they're pretty self-explanatory. The first comment says, it would take a man that can give her more money than she would be able to make off from OnlyFans, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, on top of her day job in order for her to settle down and commit to one man instead of being pandered by many. On top of that, it is necessary for them to stay single in order to give hopes to the guys that pander and give money to her. This is coming from the mouth of the beast themselves. This is coming from a woman herself. Now, yes, this is one woman out of millions, billions. This is one woman. But this just shows you the mindset that the majority of women have. And when I talk about my stories and my experiences and how women are solely involved with you and their plan to get married with you is to use you for your money, I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. Hypergamy is real. And it's just now getting exposed in 2020. We're just now waking up as men to this kind of stuff, but it's been going on for forever. And here we have women that can go online and say these types of things, exposing their true nature instead of thinking about what they're saying. See, in her mind, she thinks this makes sense. She thinks that by saying it would take a man to give her more money than she would be able to make off of TikTok, Instagram, all these social medias, OnlyFans, and her day job in order for her to settle down is ludicrous. And this is the exact issue that women are dealing with in today's marketplace, dating marketplace. The expectations are way too high. They're way too high. You're never going to find a man that can do that. I don't know what planet you're living on. I don't know what planet these women that feel entitled to these multi-billionaires, and you better be 6 foot and you better have all the other sixes. I don't know what planet they're living on where they think men walk around like this, that can give her more money than all these other social media platforms where she can just show off her body. Where is she going to find a good quality man that can live up to her expectations? This is the issue we're having right now. This is why the majority, 1/3 of women, and I'll put this in the description, 1/3 of women over the age of 30 are single. The second comment I'll read comes from another female, and she looks to be about in her mid-30s. And I'll read her comment, and I'll read it for what it is, and I'll put it up on the screen for you guys to see, because it's pretty disgusting as well. So we'll read what this woman writes. This is why smart women marry older. We have no time for the baggage and nonsense young men come with. No, sweetheart, the reason you marry older is because you can only marry older or extremely young. Like I'm talking about very young. You can't marry men your age in your mid-30s. Those men are dating 20-something-year-olds, 19-year-olds. They're not looking at you. They're not checking you out. In fact, we're checking out your daughter when she comes of age. Women will forever hold the power, she says. So much that you men are willing to grow old waiting for this, quote, perfect woman you'll never get unless you are part of the 1% earners. Once again, proving my point. Gold diggers. She just proved my point again. They're in it for the money. They're in it for how much resources do you have? How much money do I have access to once I get in a relationship with you? Because I don't want to have anything to do with you unless you're part of the 1% earners. Do they throw out these statistics and realize how difficult it is to find someone that is a 1% earner before they say things like this? How many 1% earners do these women actually know in their lives, in their day-to-day lives. The 1% earner. I want to know. I want to know how many 1% earners these women actually know. Let's take 100 men who start even at the age of 25. These men all believe they will be successful by the time they hit 65. The reality is that by 65, 1 will be rich, 4 will be financially independent, 5 will still be working, and the rest will be broke. Out of the 100 men, only 5 will make the grade. This red pill sounds more like poison. Did you hear what she said? Out of the 100 men, only 5 will make the grade. Only 5 will be financially successful. The 1%, like she was saying. Well, in this case, it would be 5%, so her math's a little off. But I'm sure that a fat wallet isn't all she wants. She probably wants more than just that. She wants the looks, the status as well, besides the wallet. Because just the wallet alone isn't enough. Well, it might be actually in some instances, but this just proves my point that the majority of women, when I talk about them on this channel, and when you see other red pill content creators talking, this is what we're dealing with. This is the mentality, the attitude that a lot of women have. And a lot of young men like myself, she says that we're too much of a headache and we're too immature, we're too difficult. I've had many people tell me I'm very wise for my age. And a lot of men tell me that I get it early on. And I understand how these women work. And they're just upset that I understand their games. And I understand how to play the system now. I understand that I'm not going to conform and I'm not going to become just another statistic, another divorce rate man, another man that gets taken advantage of. But a lot of women that will come in the comment section and think they're speaking logically, think that they have some type of point, think that they're somehow influencing men to change the way that we are, us red pill men, us men going our own way. They think that by them writing these comments that it's hurting us and it's making us feel as though we're not the financial 1% earners that she talks about. These 1% earners, I want to know where they come from. I want to know if they know these financially 1%ers, if they've ever met any in their entire life. Because these 1% earners are usually not even getting married. To be honest, they're going their own way. So you're going to keep searching and you might meet this guy and he's just going to pump and dump you. And that's the honest to God's truth. You're going to keep searching for this 1% man that's a 1% earner. They're illogical. They don't think through. And now the clock has already started to tick, sweetheart. You're in your mid-30s. And if you have time to be watching young men's content on self-improvement and us calling you women out for what you are sometimes and what you're capable of doing to us, then that just shows you where your head is at and that your priorities are all backwards. You should be taking my content and realizing that time is running out. Feminism lied to me. I thought I could have it all early on and I waited too long and now I'm just a pump and dump. Now I can only date men in their 60s, maybe even not. But you're definitely going to have to date a man or marry a man potentially that already has children from another wife. That is your reality now. Or if you date guys like me, we're just gonna pump it dump, like I said. So this is the harsh reality that women are starting to wake up to. And a lot of men are starting to realize, listen, these women don't even have an argument. They can't even argue against what we're preaching here. They can just report us, try to get us kicked off the platform, but they can't argue with us. They have no logical arguments. They have to send their white knight riding in on his horse and his shining armor in order to defend them. And even he sometimes gets tired of that. He's starting to think like, man, I keep defending these same women and I'm never going to get a piece of that. I'm never going to get a chance at her. She's using me. He's starting to wake up himself. But this just shows you that a lot of these women in the comment section, I'm not saying all, but the ones that I do see, that the ones that don't just dislike the video, the ones that like to try to argue their point, have no real argument. None. It's a pathetic argument. Horrible. It's trash. Come at me with some better arguments. Women, not white knights, not simps. I want to hear from you. Don't just dislike this video, argue your points. Tell me where I'm wrong. Thank you.